So here we are again at the Higher Brain Living Center. We're doing a session with Walter. Walter was sort of roped into the session because I need some more for the video, so I'm not really sure why I'm here, and I'm not really sure what Walter wants to work on, if anything. And I certainly don't want to rope you into something you don't want to do. So you let me know what you would like, if there's anything that you'd like to look at or maybe push through. Or
Well, actually, I saw a presentation at your home. You did some work with a gentleman. His name was Julio.
Julio, yes.
And I was impressed. And I just didn't like that I did not get a session that night. So today is a perfect time.
Now you got one.
Exactly. So I guess my situation would be around money and maybe relationships.
Okay, so you ready to get started on that?
Absolutely.
So really, the logical soul with the money matrix method technique, actually, part of the logical soul, is real simple, because I don't have to sit there and ask you a whole bunch of questions, because we pretty much know what we're going to work on.
Okay.
We're just going to muscle test. The next stage is discovery, where I'm just going to test your muscle and get a yes or a no. If, with your permission, I'll just go ahead and get started with that.
Great.
Okay? So we're just going to do a series of yeses and nos, Walter, and I'm just going to ask you to hold your deltoid muscle strong. Meet my pressure. I'm going to press down with like 3 fingers, 3 pounds of pressure, and I'll say hold, and then count 3, and then push. Okay? So let me just do a trial test here. Hold. Okay. That's very good. Okay, hold. Okay. Now with muscle testing, as I said before, I've used it with vitamins, substances, foods, testing acupuncture meridians, all sorts of things you can muscle test for. I use it, however, for statements and decisions. And I found that it's very effective for this area. So what I'd like for you to do is make a true statement. Say, my name is Walter.
My name is Walter.
Hold. Okay, I expect that to be strong. Say, I have 2 arms and 2 legs.
I have 2 arms and 2 legs.
Hold. Say, I raise chinchillas in my backyard.
I raise chinchillas in my backyard.
Hold. So I would expect that to be weak. You don't raise chinchillas, I assume.
No.
So now we want to go into we'll dive right in to the money issues and see where you are with that, okay?
Great.
So how much money, Walter, do you think you're worth? If you could put a worth on it, and I realize we're all priceless, okay?
Absolutely.
But there's a subconscious feeling about how much worth money in terms of worth. If you were to put a number on it, dollars and cents, how much do you think that would be?
$1 billion.
$1 billion. Okay, good. You're working in the right place here. $1 billion. I'm worth at least $1 billion. Say that.
I'm worth at least $1 billion.
Hold. No. Let's start conservative here. Let's say I'm worth at least $1 million.
I'm worth at least $1 million.
Hold. No. Okay. I'm worth at least $1,000.
I'm worth at least $1,000.
Hold. Come on, Walter. I'm worth at least $100.
I'm worth at least $100.
Oh. Yeah. All right. We got something we can start. I'm worth at least $999.
I'm worth at least $999.
Oh. Yeah. I'm worth at least $1,000.
I'm worth at least $1,000.
Oh. No. Interesting. Okay. So put down $1,000. That's the limit. The next test has to do with how much can you accept. My friends Warren Buffett and the other guys decided to become Buddhist monks, went to the Himalayas, gave all their money to one brokerage account, gave me the checkbook with one check in it, says, give away all our money to the first person to come across. You happen to be that person. I have to write a check, Walter. How much can you accept?
$100 million?
$100 million. That's a fraction of what they're offering, but that's a start. Say, I can accept at least $100 million.
I can accept at least $100 billion.
Oh, that's good. I can accept at least $100 billion.
I can accept at least $100 billion.
So, okay, you don't have problems accepting. That's good. Okay, so for all practical purposes, he's unlimited on accepting. Aside from your job, what you're earning now, all those things, from all possible sources, what do you think you could easily earn?
Easily $200 million?
$200 million. I can easily earn $200 million. Say that.
I can easily earn $200 million.
Oh. I can easily earn $1 million.
I can easily earn $1 million.
Oh. Not really. I can easily earn 100,000. Start there. I can easily earn $100,000.
I can easily earn $100,000.
I can easily earn $200,000.
I can easily earn $200,000.
Getting weak. I can easily earn $199,000.
I can easily earn $199,000.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so 200,000 is his limit. Okay, the next one has to do with commitment over time. How much money can you commit to bringing in over the next 5 years?
Yeah, I can do that.
I commit to at least $5 million a year.
I can commit to at least $5 million a year.
Oh, no, I can commit to at least $1 million a year.
I can commit to at least $1 million a year.
Oh, I can commit to at least 100,000 a year.
I can commit to at least 100,000 a year.
Oh, I can commit to at least $200,000 a year.
I can commit to at least $200,000 a year.
Oh, I can commit to at least 199,000 a year.
I can commit to at least 199,000 a year.
Oh, yeah, it's the same level as the other. Okay. Okay, so we got a self-worth issue with regards to money. So that's obvious from out the gate. What we normally do is I go into parents and ancestors to see who affects that.
Oh, somebody else affects that? Okay.
Yeah, parents seem to affect those levels. How much you're worth, how much you can accept, how much you can earn, how much you can. For example, my grandmother, who was a born-again Christian, taught me that money was the root of all evil. So therefore, I figured accepting money was part of that evil. And so, even though money was coming to me, I said, no, I can't take that. And so I was pushing money away, didn't know it, because of that subconscious barrier that I had set up because of my love for my grandmother. It's not there anymore, but I'm just saying that we set up these barriers without thinking much about it, and they relate to our parents, our ancestors, our grandparents, whatever, in very, very subtle ways. So what I would like to do is we're just going to go through this quickly because the worth was low to start with. So I'm not going to test your ancestors or your parents on that because we know that that's going to be low as well because it's low out the start date. Let's start with how much could he accept? He could accept unlimited just about.
Yeah.
Yes.
Let's say I can accept $1 million in the presence of my father.
I can accept $1 million in the presence of my father.
Oh, no. I can accept $100 in the presence of my father.
I can accept $100 in the presence of my father.
Oh, no. I can accept $1 in the presence of my father.
I can accept $1 in the presence of my father.
Oh, no. Okay. We could check with your mother too, but it's obvious your father can accept $1 million in the presence of my mother.
I can accept $1 million in the presence of my mother.
Oh, okay. So mother doesn't seem to be the issue. I won't go any further than that. Father is, say I can accept $1 million in the presence of my ancestors.
I can accept $1 million in the presence of my ancestors.
Oh, no. $100 in the presence of my ancestors.
I can accept $100 in the presence of my ancestors.
Oh, no. Okay. Interesting. See, you can accept, as far as Walter is concerned, you can accept unlimited. But what happens is as soon as and that was your strongest. Okay, as soon as we bring in the parents and the ancestors, it falls off. You see that? Okay. So would you like to be able to change that?
Yeah.
Okay. So the first thing I ask you to do, Walter, is just close your eyes. And just when you think about money, and you think about your dad, your old dad, is he still alive? Mm-hmm. Okay. Is there a feeling in your body, anywhere in your body, where you feel a tightness or a sensation or something going on? Mm-hmm. Where is that?
No, it's right here.
It's in your heart. In your heart. Okay. Okay. So what do you feel in your chest, in your heart?
My dad was always tight with money. You know, the money being bad.
Mm-hmm.
So he told me a few years ago that he didn't really want a lot out of life. So I think I took on that belief system.
Yeah.
So I know I did.
Okay. So with that in mind, put your hand over your heart. Okay, it's coming out. And raise your arm. And I just want you to, you feel that in your heart, right? Okay? I want you to say, this feeling is my feeling. This is my feeling.
This is my feeling.
Oh. This is my father's feeling.
This is my father's feeling.
Oh. Yes. This is my ancestors' feeling.
This is my ancestors' feeling.
Oh. Yes. So I think your father and your ancestors were closely linked in that issue. It's not even yours. In other words, the fact that you could accept so much just by yourself indicated to me that this is not something you want to be a part of, but somehow you inherited this and you're holding on to this because you want to be a part of their lives. I mean, it's hard to separate from family and ancestors. It's just hard. And yet, we hold on to all the stuff that goes with it, including their opinions or ideas about money, everything they learned, and it's all subconscious. It's not something we think about. And so what I want you to do is I want you to close your eyes, Walter, and I want you to have what is called a family conference. This is where you invite, you're going to see the chairs in here, and you're sitting in this room where you're inviting your father to come in, sit on the front row, or sit on the podium with you, actually. And you're inviting all your ancestors to come in, too. All the ones coming in rags or whatever they had. Some of them are coming in, some are better off than others, and because you're inviting them to take part in this family conference. And when they're all gathered together, they sort of trickle in, but after they all gather together and you feel they're all there, all the ones who want to be there are there, you just sort of get up and just address them. And the first thing you say, and I'll speak for you, you don't have to say it, is thank you, all of you. Thank you, Dad. Thank you, all my ancestors, for being here. I want you to know that I appreciate all of you. In fact, without you, I wouldn't be here. I owe you my life. And in fact, because of that, I have been easy to give my life to you in ways that I didn't know. In order to stay connected to you, to stay in your good graces, I have taken on things that maybe I didn't need to take on, such as your attitudes about money or your attitudes about life, things like that. And here's what you want to do, Walter. You want to look at each of them, starting with your father, and say, Dad, I'm asking for your permission and your blessings to let go of this idea about money, to let go of this attitude or fear of money or indifference about money. I ask for it's okay for you to think these things, but I'm asking for your permission and your blessings to have other thoughts about this and other feelings and other beliefs about this. And just notice how he responds to you.
It's negative towards himself.
Okay. So look at your dad and say, Dad, I appreciate you for who you are, because you brought me into this world. You don't have to say that. I'm speaking for you. I appreciate you because you brought me into this world. I may not agree with everything you said. In fact, I don't agree with a whole lot. But that's another issue. The point is I'm asking for your permission and your blessing to have my own mind, to think my own thoughts, to believe my own beliefs, and to go my own way, to cut my own path. And I realize that I have not allowed myself to do that because I've been holding on to your path so tightly. And I'm not here to dictate anything that you should do or you should think. I'm just simply asking for your permission and your blessings to have my own mind, to go my own way. And with that, how does he respond to that request?
Positive.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Dad. Thank you so much. I need that. And as you say that, Walter, you turn to the audience of your ancestors and ask them the same thing. But I need your blessings and permission to live my life and to have my thoughts and feelings directed in the way that I see most important for me. In fact, my descendants have total freedom to choose their path as well. But for me, I'm asking for your blessings and your permission to move on. And how do they respond? Is everybody nodding or some people nodding? Their approval?
Some are, some aren't.
Yeah, some are. That's okay. The main thing is, if they don't respond, take that as a yes and move on, okay? So with that in mind, Walter, what you do is you look at your dad, look him in the eye, look him in the eye, look at your ancestors, look around the room, look them in the eye, and open up your heart and just bring them into your heart and say, I've been missing them. So with that, open up your heart, allow them all to come in with their blessings and permission for you to move in your own direction, in your own way. And with that, seal them up. Again, thank them. Take a deep breath and realize that new decision about money, that new freedom about money, the worth about money, the acceptance, the earning, commitment is all there. So with that, take a deep breath, slowly open your eyes. Okay. I'm worth at least $1 billion.
I'm worth at least $1 billion.
Oh, in the presence of my Father.
In the presence of my Father.
In the presence of my ancestors.
In the presence of my ancestors.
I can accept at least $100 billion.
I can accept at least $100 billion.
In the presence of my Father.
In the presence of my Father.
Oh. And ancestors.
And ancestors.
Cool. I was pushing pretty hard there. How do you feel?
Feel right.
I just gave you a raise. How do you like that? Thank you, Walter. Good work.
So, what does this mean? I guess is my next question.
Well, I don't know. Everybody has different reactions. Everybody has different results. And so what I expect is that you're going to be a lot more attractive to money. In other words, money will come a lot easier. See, because we have a field, an energetic field that we're holding up because of these decisions, these hidden decisions, we're keeping money out. You know?
So mine will come.
Your dad was keeping this money from reaching you a lot of times. And it's not your dad's fault. I'm just saying because you were holding on to that idea about what your dad would say or what he would feel or what he would do if you had money, then money wouldn't come in. The very idea will stop the money from coming in sometimes. So with your dad and ancestors guarding the door, money didn't have a chance to really come to you. What you do is you go to the door and you ask the guards to get on your side. In other words, stand down. When money comes this way, stand down, let it come through, okay? Does that make sense?
Makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. So that's all we did in this process, was allow that process to just happen without them blocking it. Things just start happening. I think we start noticing more money coming in, more opportunities. Things just start coming. I look forward to hearing that.
I will definitely.
Okay.
Yeah, good job.
Oh.